Hi Sparklers, thank you for stopping by. This is episode 2 of the maiden edition of Leadership Series with Oyinlola Adedipe. If you missed episode 1, please click the link in the description box. Now let's dive right into this video.
Okay, so Oyinlola, you talked about having it has talk, yeah, structure, support system. So I doubt if that's going to get out of my head anytime soon.
It should not.
Yeah, so talking about support system. I know you're happily married
Oh, yes, I am.
to a very fine man.
Oh, yes.
And I love how a lot of people, talk about being, you know, oh, you need to be, as a young person, single, you need to be conscious of who you're marrying because the person that you marry can either make or mar your career
Yeah.
and things like that, right? And I mean, I'm grateful to God that I have my baby here. Shout out to you. And he's very supportive, even though we're not married yet, but he's supportive. And I just wanted you to talk to young ladies out there because trust me, especially in this our own generation, Gen Z, getting a guy that is supportive, that is not self-centered or selfish, or that is, they are rare. Those kind of guys are very rare, especially in this our generation when, a lot of people will say, a lot of ladies, that I've encountered would say things like, oh, that a lot of guys in this our generation, they're not serious, they don't want commitment,
Yeah.
And was someone like myself and a lot of
Other young
ladies
women.
out there, a lot of young ladies are, it's no longer like before when our mothers or our fathers say, oh, ladies should be in the kitchen. Things have really changed.
Yeah.
Women want to work.
Yeah.
Women want to be financially responsible. They want to bring something to the table,
Yeah.
right? But how do you get how do you advise young ladies to position themselves in such a way that, they are they are better positioned for the right person, right? What are the things to look out for? How has your husband supported you in your career, in balancing your career, entrepreneur journey, and things like that, right? So, what would be your advice to young ladies like myself and probably?
Okay. I think first as a lady, I always say show up as your full self, right? When you meet a guy, let him know who
Show
you
up
are as
as
your
your
full. Yeah, let him know who you are from the beginning. So I met my husband right in school. And from school days, he could already tell I was a person who would read overnight. And he would follow me, he would sleep, but he would follow me and be reading overnight. And then we came out of school. I was gunning for work. When I'm working, I'm like, what next? So he already knew that I was very career focused, very serious about anything I tried to do. And he's been pretty supportive, to be honest. Um, he's not, I mean, I cook maybe every weekend. Some weekends I don't. He doesn't insist that I must eat my wife's food. I mean, when I do cook, he's very excited about it and eat it. But very happy to work with me to navigate, what life throws at us from a career perspective. As long as the home front is kept up, alive and everything's working. So he's ready sometimes buy food if he needs to. But we do have someone who helps us with cooking. So we sort that out from a cooking perspective. With respect to my career, he's been very instrumental actually in um, my moves and always very keen to find out what next. While you feel like you're chilling, what's going on? This is not the you that I know. In fact, when I'm not with my laptop at home, I'm like, what's going on? You're not with your laptop. Are you okay? Everything all right? So that kind of thing. So he kind of, I think he knows who he got married to and accepted it from the beginning. So I think when I say show your whole self is then you can decide if this is the person for me. Because when you show your whole self, you're able to see how the person reacts to you. And people may say that they may hide certain things before marriage, which is possible. But if you date for quite some time, but even though you don't have the luxury of dating, try to read between the lines and read between. I mean, if read for kindness, right? So even if the individual doesn't have adequate time to show you all of the nuances that you're looking for in terms of the kind of support he will give you, look out for kindness. If he's kind about days that you maybe have to work late, if he's kind, truly kind about days that you cannot make a dinner because something came up, if he's truly kind at days that you forget something because you have this particular thing, right? And knows that, and then you yourself know that when you're truly available, you're very available, and you make up the time, and you try to deliver as you should, when you should, the best way that you can. You would immediately sense if he's the right person or not. I prioritize kindness, right? A kind person is, for me, that's the most important quality. And for me, that's the thing I like the most about my husband, right? I think he's a very, very kind man. So even when we have our issues, I know that this is a kind man. And because of that kindness, I'm able to do everything that I can do, knowing that he's truly supportive of me, regardless of whatever it is. So yeah. So shine your eye. That's all I can say. Shine your eye. Look out for kindness in your man. Yeah.
That's really important,
Yeah.
right? That's really important because if you're going to build your personal brand, you're going to
You need a kind person. Yeah.
you're going to develop your career. You need someone, who is kind,
Yes. And
who
yes,
will
that
let
would
you,
support you. Yeah.
fly,
Yeah.
shine,
Yeah.
sparkle.
Yeah. Sparkle. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. So I think, that would bring me to, and I'm not bringing you someone who, I mean, for everyone watching us, I'm not bringing you someone who is going to come and tell you what's not. I'm not bringing somebody to a reasonable extent. I know Oyinlola behind the screen, right? And she's truly, when she mentioned being your whole self, right? She's truly your whole self. She's someone that wants to live life to the fullest, right? And honestly, life is really too short.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Be,
It's one life.
past,
One life.
yeah, it's just one life. So we need to live it well. So I know that you travel a lot.
I like it.
Yeah, and I want to know, and I want, for the benefit of everyone watching, how has, exploring different cultures, influenced your perspective about your personal life or professional, space, right? So being with, having seen different places,
Yeah.
being with different people,
Yeah.
and, when I say Akore Design District is unique, it's a very unique brand. I meant it when I said that, right? So I have a sense that, the fact that you're well traveled, has an impact on, the innovations that you come up with in your clothing line. So can you tell us more about it?
Um, Traveling for me is something that I really enjoy. I love the smell of airports. Very random. Um, I'm just praying that God gives me enough money to travel I mean, around the entire world. But we're making up some country. I think we're on 32 now.
Wow.
So we're getting there. Yes, we're getting there.
Wow.
That's because I'm very intentional about it. I like it. Every year I try to travel once or twice a year. Sometimes, so it's kind of in PWC initially. We used to go for trainings, and then when I moved to London for work, I was seconded to the London office. I just realized I love to travel during the weekends. I know it's so easy to travel into Europe, very cheap.
Yeah.
So every weekend I was somewhere, yeah, so I was giving an access, and I loved it. I loved the feeling that it gave me. I loved the liberation I felt in another country. I loved getting to meet new people, see the historical things, learn new cultures per se. How has that influenced me? I think that has influenced my work because what I've seen is I have been able to work with easily people of diverse cultures. And that's because I'm able to just, I don't know, there's no work I do towards it. It just happens. I think on the back of different things I have encountered, so I can, first of all, have conversations. When you start off with someone who's not in your country and you talk about, oh, you have a country you both have visited, it becomes common ground for conversation, and then you start to build a relationship after that. So that's one of the benefits it gives. And then because your mind is open to different cultures, you're naturally very receptive of people and their culture and the way they behave. So when we work, Nigerians are very, very arduous I mean, work with not adverse now. That's not the word. Very. When I say adverse, they are very. They work adverse, like very hard. We want to put in all the hours. We want to work till 8 p.m., 9 p.m. But that's not what you find everywhere. So when you're working with certain teams where their culture is to close at 4 or 5, what I find some of my colleagues being irritated by that. And they're like, hey, but I'm very okay, receptive of it because I'm like, that's their culture. That's the way they work. Their systems are different. We have people manning our kids at home. These people probably do not have that kind of help. They have to leave work on time, get their kids from daycare, rush home to prep dinner. I have someone who cooks for me, someone who cleans for me, a lecturer teacher that's helping with my son's assignment, a school bus that drops him off. Way to stay at work till 8 p.m. These guys don't always have that. So what traveling does, it helps you appreciate other people's realities and culture. And it helps you do your work better. And I find that it's helped me build closer relationships with these people out of the market than your typical person, I would say. I remember my first birthday here. All of the guys in Hungary were on my birthday call. They used to have this finance birthday call. And the FD called me and said, this is the first time this is happening, that we have people from like outside of our local market joining the birthday call. And this was within barely, it wasn't a year, maybe about 10 months after I joined. So I think that exposure to new cultures just makes you more understanding, receptive of people and their different realities. In terms of our design industry, it does influence it because you go to certain places, you see how they navigate, how they wear clothes, how they work with their own maybe type of fabric, and then you just mix and match and mesh and just do what you can to create something that may or may not appeal to people, to the large extent appeals to people. And it's evolving really. I don't know that I have a staple pattern per se, but I know that my head is all over the place. And maybe as a result of the traveling that I do. So I see things here, I try to mesh everything together. But traveling is very educative, right? If you can, I really advise people to travel. It's luxury, it's a luxury hobby, very luxurious hobby. But we just pray that God will continue to provide the money to enable us to travel. So yeah.
So Oyinlola has just advised us to travel more. So you guys look at my travel blog.
Yes, 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 yes.
Taking notes so that I can travel
Yes, please.
going forward.
Personal finance, start a travel fund.
Yes, yes.
Start a travel fund. Even if it's 20K you're putting in every month, it adds up. You can start it, go to Kenya first. Kenya is not expensive to go, this flight. But you can try Ghana first. Try the local, and then you find even in these places, you find a lot of gems. You find so many things that don't occur here. Yeah, we didn't even know what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Oyinlola.
You're welcome.